So what exactly this cooperative society is? Now please understand, if you have enrolled yourself for a sole proprietor or partnership, the limited liability is converted into, so you can actually come and enroll yourself in the cooperative society and then you will become the member. In a business, everything should be legal. If there is something called illegal, we will never consider that as a business. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Business Studies in Vidyashram Pure College, the Temple of Excellence. Students, a quick recall what we have done in the session 4. We went with the partnership and you all know what exactly a partnership is. And now what I have done is I brought one more topic called the cooperative society. What is it? Cooperative society. Now what you need to do is you need to compare the first session, the second and third, and with the fifth one. The reason is, now we went with sole proprietor, that is one person selling everything by his own ideas, creativity. He was the one who used to take a risk, and whatever the profit was, he used to not share with anybody. Then we went with partnership, where we got to know that two or more people, whoever will start a business, but what is the maximum thing? The maximum is 100. Only the 100 members, right, should be there in the partnership. If not, it will not be considered as a partnership at all. Now that is what it is. That means what? More than 100 you cannot have in partnership. Now we have come to one more thing called cooperative society. Student, even this is a form of a business where people have made so much benefit, and this is only for people who are mutually, who are with the other people, so that they all can make money and then they can grow. So what exactly cooperative society is? The word itself says cooperative, in the sense mutually let's have the benefit, and it is what? It is a society, in the sense the people are involved in the large, and this is actually governed by an act. This is governed by an act of 1912, students. 1912, that is the Indian Qanun Act, where they have given so many restrictions that what you shouldn't do and what you can do. And now it is also revised, and people are actually seeking so much benefit from the government. From where they are getting? They are getting from the government. So what exactly this cooperative society is? Now please understand the meaning of it, and this is the 1 mark question saying that what is cooperative society? So you are supposed to write cooperative society means working together. Cooperative society aims at what? Working together. Now working together, why should we work together? See, I'll tell you what it is. It is always 2 is better than 1. The same way goes like this. In this cooperative society, the minimum members to form a cooperative society, minimum members is 10. How many are there? Minimum members are 10. Now understand, 10 is always better than 1. 10 is always better than 2. Imagine this. In a sole proprietor, what happens is only one person is doing it. So which one is the best? Cooperative or sole proprietor? Everywhere you have a boon as well as you have a bane. And then we have something called the maximum. Now go back to your partnership. What is the maximum member to form a partnership? It is 100. But here in cooperative society, the Indian Act 1912 and now the act whichever has come, they have actually specified that there is no maximum limit. That means any number of people can actually join in the cooperative society. That means what? Anybody can come, whoever are there who wants to benefit from whom? From the government and from the people who are there in cooperative society. They can join and take the advantage. So maximum is what? It is unlimited. Right now they have not given you that what is the maximum cutoff. Now here the word cooperative means, it's a 1 mark question, student. Please understand this. Working together. What is the key point? Working together and with others for a common purpose. What is the common purpose? You will get to know when I teach you more about cooperative society. There are too many cooperative society which is there, and so that you can take undue advantage of all those things, that is a benefit from the government. Cooperative society is a voluntary association. That means nobody is forcing you to come and join. What exactly it is? If you want to take benefit, then you are supposed to go, and then that is called as voluntary association of person. It's a key point. What is it? Voluntary association of person who join together with the motives. There is something called motives. Students, this is a form of business. Business means what? Business means buying and selling of goods and services on a regular basis, and the motive is what? The objective is what? To earn profit. That is what the thing is. And of welfare of the member. That means what? Now you are supposed to get benefit, as well as people who are with you should also get benefit. That means mutually we are helping each other. Whatever we have, we are actually giving to many, and then we are taking the profit out of it. So that is what is called cooperative society. I'll give you everything in a nutshell what a cooperative society is. People will be there voluntarily associated. When people are voluntarily associated, they'll have one motive. So that motive is what? I'll tell you in the next slides that what exactly the motive is. Here the motives can be anything. Right now, farmers will have a farmers cooperative society. Now consumers will have a consumer cooperative society. The producers will have a producers cooperative society. What exactly they aim? They have one thing called motive. What is that they have? They have something called motive. Now this motive you need to understand is what? The welfare of the member. Once the motive is set, now once the motive is achieved, that is what we call it as welfare of the member. So what exactly the first thing is the features. What is the features of cooperative society? I told you, I'll be writing it here again. We have this Cooperative Society Act has 1912. Now this 1912 says these are the features of cooperative society. What is it? The first one is voluntary. Voluntarily you are supposed to come and you are supposed to register yourself. That is what the feature is. So voluntary membership. Now nobody can force you. Nobody can force you. We are in a country where nobody can force us. We are in a democracy. The same way here also cooperative society is full of democracy. The second thing is legal status. Students, whatever you do when it comes to business, okay, whenever it comes to business, everything should be legal. If you don't do anything legal, it is not considered as a business. And cooperative societies always it has a legal status. The next thing is limited liability. Yes, here you need to understand, students, why it is called limited liability. Compare cooperative society with partnership. You will get in partnership you had something called unlimited liability, but here what has happened? Limited liability. I'll tell you what is this unlimited liability. If you have a debt, right, and you are supposed to pay to somebody, you need to pay from your business. Plus, if you have enrolled yourself for a sole proprietor or partnership, the limited liability is converted into unlimited liability. When it is unlimited liability, what will happen? I'll tell you. You are supposed to sell your property, but you are supposed to pay the debts. That is what is called unlimited liability. But here in cooperative society, you don't have to sell any of your property. You are supposed to only manage with your limited liability. The next thing here is control. You will understand why did I use the word democracy. Now the word democracy is already here, that is the control. Now here what will happen in control is there will be a person who will be elected within the cooperative society and he will be the leader. Now that leader is what? He will control the entire cooperative society of that particular village or a town or a city. Now that is what happens in a cooperative society. That is a control. It is again what? Democracy. And the last one here is service motive. Students, whatever we are doing, it is all for what? Welfare of the people. It is by the people, to the people, of the people. It is only for the people. That's why it is called service motive is the main purpose. Now here it will be not like one person will be richy rich and the other people who are the members will not get benefit. It is like everybody will get benefit equally on the basis of what is their investment. Now supposingly I have invested 50,000 and a person has invested 5,000. Now what happens is I should get more profit and he'll get less profit. The reason is what? I have invested. Now all this I'll teach you in the features of cooperative society. So you need to understand what is a cooperative society. Here also students, I'll tell you, you have a boon as well as a bane. Everywhere you have a merit as well as a demerit. Now let's go one by one what exactly the features are. Right, the first thing what I told you was voluntary membership. Now here there are few criteria which you need to understand. Who can be a member, who cannot be a member? A person who is sound minded, right? A person who is not a sound minded, there is always a difference. A person who's lunatic, a person who is normal, there is a difference. Now students, what they have said in the Cooperative Society Act is any person who has crossed the age of 18, what is it? He has crossed the age of 18 and he is called as what? Adult. Now that person can go and enroll in any of the cooperative society, but he should voluntarily do it. That means for any of the pressure or force, he should not enroll. He should only go when he feels like going and joining the cooperative society. So that is the first criteria, that is your age. Okay, done. Now after that age, what happens is whenever I form a cooperative society, I should have at least minimum 10 members. So what is it? The minimum is how much? I told you before, right? Minimum is 10. And what is a maximum? And they have not given any maximum. They have not disclosed any maximum. So 10. Now here you need to understand the place also. What is it? Place. Now supposingly I start and form a cooperative society with few of my friends for the welfare of the people, and now what happens is I need to go and register my cooperative society. When I say my registered cooperative society, in the sense my friends also should actually give the supporting thing, and then we can start. But who can be the member? The people who are within Mysore can be the member. People who are outside, what happens is there is a restriction. The thing is, here the government is thinking about welfare of people within the community, welfare of the people within the district, welfare of the people within the village or the town. Now that is what happens. Right, so these things you need to understand. So here what happens is the membership, what is it? The membership of a cooperative society is voluntary. Whoever wants, they can come. Now there are some criteria for it. What are the criteria of it? That person should be sound minded, and only those people can come. And the age is what? More than 18. So you have gone with this 18 plus, right? So you can actually come and enroll yourself in the cooperative society, and then you will become the member. The next thing is the person is free to join a cooperative society and can also leave anytime as per his desire. That means what? The formation is very easy, right? In the sole trader also, whenever he wants, he can start the thing, and whenever he wants to quit, he can quit the business. In partnership also the same, whenever they want they can start. But when it comes to the liquidation, that is the cancellation of the business and the firm, then what happens is they need to come mutually, and then they are supposed to go. Formality is little more than the sole trader, but when it comes to the membership and the entry and exit of cooperative society, what happens is whenever they want they can come, because voluntarily association, and whenever they feel we are not here, we're gonna quit, then they can leave. So this is a 2 marks question, that is features of cooperative society. You just need to list the features. So this is what you are supposed to do. The next thing here is, this is done. The next thing is there cannot be any compulsion. What is the word here? The key point is what? compulsion for him to join or quit a society. That is what it is, students. Voluntarily he is coming, so there is no compulsion. Now that means what? Now voluntarily I have come, I have joined a cooperative society. Now there are few people who are there, they want to remove me and they want to continue. That is what happens, right? So here they cannot do it because there is no compulsion. There is no compulsion for him to join or quit a society. Whenever they want, they can do it. They are actually what? It's like a freedom for them. Whenever they want, they can come. Whenever they want, they can quit. But usually, students, what happens is, anybody who has joined a cooperative society, they will not quit very fast. The reason is what? They are making profit. The next one, legal status. The word is what? Legal. Everything in a business, everything should be legal. If there is something called illegal, we will never consider that as a business. That is what it is. Now here, registration of cooperative society. Understand here, I have told you about legal status. That means what? You need to register your cooperative society. It is what? It is compulsory. What is it? It is compulsory. Now, sole trader or sole proprietor, registration is not compulsory. But usually what happens is, people, they do the registration. If you go and if you see the sole proprietor shop, you will have one particular cooperation certificate, that is the corporation certificate, where they'll be like registered, all those things. That means what? These people are people who are going with the legal procedures. Now here also, cooperative society, it should be what? It should be registered, and it is not optional, it is compulsory. Only when you have that compulsory, I'll tell you now what happens is, there is an intervention of the government. Who will come? The government. Now government is there, who are the one who will give you the finance. They'll help you, they'll give you subsidies, and that is how you will actually get benefited mutually. The next thing is, this accords a separate identity. The minute you registered your cooperative society, then what happens is, you will get a separate identity. Only when you register, students, this unlimited liability, okay, unlimited liability will become limited liability. What happens? Only when you register, the unlimited liability will become what? Limited liability. That's why you are supposed to register your cooperative society. Here, this accords a separate identity of the society, which is distinct, right, from its member. That means society is different, the members are different. See here, now you are understanding the concept. Partnership, what used to happen is, business and the person are the same. Sole trader is what? The business and the person is the same. But when it comes to cooperative society, the business is different and the members who are there in the business are different. If you have any problem, you cannot sue. What is the word? S-U-E. Sue means what? Complain. You cannot sue the members, you need to sue the cooperative society. But something happens in the sole trader, you will sue the person as well as the business. In the partnership, you will sue the person as well as the business. But here what happens is, you are supposed to sue only the cooperative society but not the members. That is what the very beautiful advantage here you can see. The next thing is, the society can enter into contracts. The society can enter into contract. That means now the society is a separate entity. The society, whatever you do, the name should come as what? The society name should come, and that society can go for any of the contract and hold property. Now you are getting the things, how the cooperative society will start with their work. Okay, and hold property in its name. See, in its name, in the sense what? In the name of that cooperative society we have formed, and it can sue. What is the word? Sue. We can sue and to be sued, and whatever it is, right? In the sense, I can file a case on you, in the same way you can also file a case on me. But what happens is, the company name will come, the cooperative society name will come, but not the members name, right? by the others. Please understand this legal status, what exactly we have told. One is the registration is what? Compulsory. The next thing here is what? There is something called separate entity, that is a distinct kind of a thing. And the next one is what? The cooperative society can hold the property as well as it can sue, as well as it can get sued by others. This is what the legal status is. The next one is limited liability. Yes, this is the merit of cooperative society. In the sole proprietor and the partnership, what we did is we went on with something called unlimited liability. That means you need to sell your property, but you are supposed to give the money to the people. But here what has happened is, now you don't need to sell your property. That means what? Risk is reduced. What is reduced? The risk is reduced. Uncertainty, right? Uncertainty is also reduced, students. That is what it is. Here risk is there, uncertainty is also is what? Less. Now what happens is, here limited liability, what it is, the reason is you have registered. What you have done? You have registered your cooperative society. That's why you have something called limited liability. Now what exactly it is? The limitable, that is limitability, right? The limitability of the members of a cooperative society is limited. It is what? Limited to the extent of the amount contributed by the members. We call it as capital. Now that means, now what I have done, I'll give you a beautiful example here, what exactly you will understand here. Now we have like, there are too many people, right? I'll just give you an example of two people. Now what happens is, this person has contributed 5,000 rupees. Okay, how much he has contributed? 5,000 rupees. And he has contributed, say, 10,000 rupees. How much? 10,000 he has actually contributed. Let's go with the symbol of rupees. Now 10,000 and 5,000. Now what happens? If anybody is making profit out of it, now who should get more profit? Will he get more profit? Let's name him called A and B. Now who will get more profit? A will get or B will get if there is a profit? The thing is, A will get more profit because his investment is more than B. The same way, students, what about the risk? Now understand, the liabilities kind of a thing, right? The liability of the members of a cooperative society is limited. Yes, we got to know, to the extent of the amount contributed by them as capital. Who has contributed more, 10,000 or 5,000? Definitely 10,000. So he will have more liability than this person. That means what? They will not share the liability same. The way they have not shared the profit same, the liability or the risk is also not shared the same thing. This is what the liability limited is. This defines the maximum risk that a member can be asked to bear. That means how much capital he is investing, that much risk he will have. But I'll tell you, the percentage of risk is very minimal. How much? Very, very minimal when you compare the risk of sole proprietor and partnership. The next thing here is control. Yes, who will control whom? Now you need to understand, students, when I said democracy, that means there should be a person who's a leader who should actually see whatever happens is right or wrong. The same way here also in cooperative society, what happens is voluntarily members will come. Now knowingly, unknowingly, we know few people, we don't know many people, right? So what happens is, say example I'll give you, like 60 to 70 people have joined the cooperative society and we have named XYZ cooperative society. XYZ cooperative society we have actually named. Now what happened? The thing is what? 10 people should be minimum. So we go with the 10 people. So we are totally 50 members. Okay. Now totally 50 members are there. Now that means we can register a cooperative society. Now we have registered. Registered means what? Now it is limited liability. Limited liability is also done. Now what happens is risk. Risk is more for people who have invested more in the capital. Risk is less for people who have invested less in the capital. Now it is always what? The risk is more as well as the profit is also more. If the more risk, more the profit. But students, more the losses also, you need to understand. But it is limited liability. That means I don't need to sell my property and then give the money. Now let's go with this control. In this 50 people, who is the one who will lead the cooperative society? Now the democracy comes here. Why are we actually going with cooperative society? That is welfare, mutual welfare of the people whoever are in the society. So what happens is we go with voting. What do we go? We go with voting. A person who has invested 1000 rupees or a person who has invested 1 lakh rupees also have something called one head one vote. That is one person one vote. The same goes with our Indian democratic election also. The same kind happens even in cooperative society. Now what happens is, in that 15 people, anybody who wants to be the leader of the cooperative society, they'll come and they'll file the nomination. When they file the nomination, now we'll get to know who are the people who are in contesting the election. After that, the members will vote, that is one person one vote, and then the counting happens, and the person whoever wins, that person is the one who actually controls the cooperative society. He is the one who will control. Now here this person is controlling the other people. So that is what happens in the cooperative society. Here in a cooperative society, the power, right? What is it? The power to take decision lies in the hands of an elected managing committee. That is what. Now that one person, now later he'll actually make a committee. When they make a committee, now the other people, that means the other members of the committee, right? They need to obey whatever the person who has got elected will actually go with it. So that is what happens in the control. So you got to know that what exactly it is. There are too many different types of cooperative society. You will get to know how the cooperative society will move. The next thing here is service motive. Student, this is the ultimate point of cooperative society. See, sole trader is not a service motive. Partnership is not a service motive, but cooperative society is always a service motive. That is mutual benefit of me as well as you as well as the society. That is what the cooperative society aims at. Now here, the cooperative society through its purpose lays emphasis on the values of mutual help. That is, you help me, I'll help you. That is what it is. You have money right now, I don't have money, let's share. That is what the cooperative society aims at. Mutual help and welfare. Now here you need to understand, students, don't you feel that the companies who are the big companies, right, the multinational companies, all those people, whoever are there, the rich is becoming rich, the poor is becoming poor. Now, don't you feel that cooperative society is for people who are rich or for the people who are poor? Usually, cooperative society is for people who are poor. But usually, what happens in India, wherever there is something called money is involved, all the business people, they come to the cooperative society. That is also a disadvantage of cooperative society. But what is the advantage of it? Advantage is cooperative society, it goes with what? Mutual help. What is it? Mutual help. The next thing is, hence motive of service is dominates in the working place. That is what it is. You need to help people who are in need. That is the ultimate thing of cooperative society. See, in company, what happens is, first is you make profit. When you make profit, you make more profit. The next thing is, when you make more profit, then you think about, okay, let us do something for the society. Now, why those people, the company, are doing something for the society? There is something called, you need to Google something and then you are supposed to go. I'll teach you what is the CSR, corporate social responsibility. Now the government has enforce this corporate social responsibility. That's the reason they are actually giving it to the society in the name of CSR. But here what happens is, it's a very small business, students, very small kind of a cooperative society, minimum investment. It's not a maximum investment in millions or billions. Here what happens is, mutually whoever are there in the same level, what people will be, a middle class family or a lower middle class family, those people will be there and they'll start and they'll actually think how to make money. And then whenever they get profit, what they do is, according to the investment, according to the capital, they'll actually share the profit, and then again they'll go with one more kind of a project. This is what happens in cooperative society. Now if you have any doubt or whatever it is, right, you can actually call us messages. Vidyashram is always for you, and we'll go with so many kind of discussions, and you will get to know what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Students, there are many people who are there in our country who are in need, and Vidyashram is the only college which actually gives a free education to everybody across India. So bless us and keep a beautiful smile, and always go with what knowledge is something which is more than your health as well as wealth. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.